What's up guys, it's Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I want to do a quick video showing you guys Bodhi Linux. So first off, shout out to the KeepItTechie fam, all the people that's been subscribed for all these years. I definitely appreciate you guys, and to anybody new to my channel, go down and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you stick around because I'll continue pushing out videos about the Linux operating system. But as I stated in the intro of the video, I want to go down and show you guys Bodhi Linux. This is a distribution that I'm very unfamiliar with, and I want to go through and kind of explore this distribution with you guys. It's a very lightweight distribution that I came across on while looking on DistroWatch. So let me go down and pull up DistroWatch's page. That way we can go through and see what this Linux distribution is all about. Okay, cool. So I'm at DistroWatch's page. Like I stated, this is Bodhi Linux, and based on what I'm seeing, it's been around for a while. As you can see right here, it says OS type Linux, based on Debian and Ubuntu. The origin is USA, so someone here in the USA actually came up and designed this distribution and put it out there for consumption. But it's also architecture x86-64. It says desktop environment is Moksha. It's based on Enlightenment from what I heard, and I've heard of Enlightenment desktop environment, but I guess this is a new spin on it. And then the category, it says desktop, live media, netbook, and then the status is it's active, so that means it's actively being developed on, and the popularity is super cool. It's number 59, so that lets you know that there is some interest in this distribution. But let's read the description, and it states that Bodhi Linux is a elegant and lightweight Debian Ubuntu based distribution featuring Moksha and Enlightenment 17 based desktop environment. The project takes a decidedly minimalist approach by offering modularity, high levels of customization, and choice of themes. Bodhi Linux releases comes from several editions, including standard 64-bit and legacy 32-bit, which are minimalist, only including a web browser, terminal, file manager, text editor, and photo GUI application, while the App Pack edition includes more applications and tools pre-installed. Additional software can be added with Bodhi's web-based app center, Synaptic, and APT. So that kind of lets you know how to get additional software right there. They do have a web-based app center, and this is actually my first time seeing an app center that just pulls up the web. And based on what I've seen, that's how you actually install applications. But they do have Synaptic and apps. You can install things from the command line as well, so that's super dope. So let's go down and go over to the website. These are the links right here. As you can see, the home page for Bodhi Linux is bodhilinux.com, so we can go there, and that's where you can get the ISO so we can go down and install. Now I'm at the home page for it. It says Bodhi Linux, a lightweight distribution featuring a fast and fully customizable Moksha desktop supporting 64 and 32-bit. And it's always cool to see 32-bit operating systems for all the legacy people out there. You may have an old computer out there that only supports 32-bit. You have a distribution you can install and do what you need to do, or repurpose that old computer so you can use it for whatever you're trying to do. Now if we look on the website a little further, it says they have wiki, tutorials, installation guide, configuration guides, frequently asked questions, and this is, I guess, a snapshot of the desktop. But we're gonna install it. Let me show you how to install it. You just basically go to the downloads page, and this is where it gives you all those different options. Now they have a standard release, minimalist base install 64 bits. It comes with the 5.4 kernel, and it says non-updating kernel. but I would prefer to go with the hardware enablement version. This is based on standard with the 5.8 updating kernel. So that's what I'm gonna download for this demonstration, and that's what we're gonna show. But they do have that app pack version. I'm assuming it's a lot bigger than these two right here because it comes with applications pre-installed. So it also has themings and all that stuff, additional apps and themes. And then here is that legacy version I was talking about for you 32-bit users that are still out there that are probably repurposing older computers. You might want to check this out if you're one of those people. But if we go down a little further, there is the system requirements, and I'll click on it just to go to it, show you guys. It says 32 bits, 500 megahertz processor, 512 megabytes of RAM, 5 gigabytes of drive space, and that's the minimum system requirements. And then the recommended system requirements is 64-bit 1.0 gigahertz processor, 768 megabytes of RAM, and 10 gigabytes of drive space. And then you can look a little further down, they have some notes right there. I won't go through those, but all the information is there on their website. So let's go on and get to the download or the install of the operating system. And like I stated, I'll be using the HWE version, which is hardware enablement, and it says it's based on standard, and it comes with the 5.8 updating kernel. So you can get more information by clicking here. But that's all you got to do is hit download. They have a torrent, and then they have the MD5, so you can just verify that you're downloading it from their repository and not anywhere else. Now let's switch over to my virtual machine. Let's go through the install. Okay, cool. So I'm logged into my virtual machine. I already have it set up. I think I gave it 8 gigabytes of memory, 2 processing cores, so we good enough for it. This is basically the grub menu, and I just wanted you guys to see it. I know it's kind of small, but this thing will get a little bigger once we get to the desktop environment. But you can try Bodhi Linux just by running it directly from the live ISO, or you can store it in safe graphics mode. You can install now, you can boot first hard drive, or you can test memory. Those are the options. What I'm gonna do is go into the try Bodhi, and this will bring up the desktop environment, and we can go through the install that way, or you can just go strictly to the install now. But I'm gonna boot up the live ISO, that way we can see the desktop environment while we go through the install. Okay, cool. So one of the first things that pops up, it basically asks you your language. So you can set the default language, whatever it is. It has all the options in here for all the different languages you can kind of think of. We're gonna roll with English though, and I'm gonna hit next, and then English US, and it's already selected for you, so just hit next if you're using English. And the desktop environment, you should be greeted with the desktop environment, so we're good to go. This is Bodhi Linux, and as you can see, they have the install script on the desktop, but we could play around with the desktop now without actually installing it. You could do pretty much anything you want from the live ISO and kind of see everything about it, but I want to go on and walk you guys through the install process. So let's just hit install, and it should bring up the Calamaris installer. I'm assuming that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure. I believe it is the Calamaris, and that actually looks like the Calamaris installer. I'm not 100% sure if it is. That looks exactly like it, but it's a very simple install process, and let's walk through it. Select your language right here, just hit continue, and then you select your keyboard layout. Mine is English US, so we're gonna roll with that. And then download updates while installing boot up. I want to go down in, or Bodhi, and I want to go down and select that. And then you can also install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. I'm gonna go down and do that just to see how long it actually takes, and I'll kind of let you guys know. I'll time it just to let you guys know how long it actually takes. But let's hit continue here, Now the next thing, we should be setting up the hard drives. Yeah, there we go. So this computer currently has no detected operating system, so what we want to do is erase the disk and install Bodhi. And then they do have some advanced features here. You can obviously set up LVM. If you open that up, you can also encrypt the operating system as well. And then they also have experimental, where you can use ZFS. So you could try that out if you want to, but they have a warning here. It basically says it's experimental, so you may run into problems, you may not. So just use at your own risk, especially if you're installing this on hardware. Now we're not going to make any selections there. I'm gonna hit cancel. We don't need to use any of the advanced features. I'm gonna go down and hit install now, and then it should just verify our settings or everything that we want to write to the disk. I'm gonna hit continue, and I know it's going to go to the account setup. So this will be your main administrator account. Oh, and I forgot about this part. It asks you your location. I'm in the Los Angeles area. Well, I'm not in the Los Angeles area, but I'm on the West Coast, so good to go. Now let's go down and type in our name, and then we can name it whatever we want to. I'm gonna just name it BOD, and then go down and type in our password. But that's our login right there above the password. It will pop up in the login screen as Josh. That's your username. So let's go down and hit require password, where it's already selected, require password. Let's hit continue and go through the installation process, and I'll be back when this actually finishes. Okay, cool. So the installation is complete, and based on my watch, it took about 6 minutes to actually install it. Now I am running this in a virtual machine, and it's running on a server in the other room. So this server is kind of, I guess, kind of top notch as far as the processor in it, as well as I had like 64 gigabytes of memory on it. So I mean, that may play a part into how fast it actually took, but I've seen it on hardware go about that quick, you know what I'm saying, as far as the install. But anyway, I just wanted to at least give you that number so you guys can know about how long it actually took to install, being that it didn't have to install anything other than the third-party drivers that I checked during the installation. So let's go down and restart the system right now. We could just hit restart now. You can continue testing, but I'm gonna just hit restart now, and we're gonna boot up the system. Okay, cool. So we're at the login screen. Let's go down and log into it right fast, using the password I use for the install or during the install. Let's go down and show you guys this actual desktop, man. One cool feature that I see right off, the desktop environments, the virtual desktop environments. You have all your virtual desktop environments right here on display. It's super cool, you know, that they're all here. So currently we're on this desktop environment, and you guys should know how this works. Let me open up terminology, and then let's switch to another desktop and open up the browser right fast, just to show you how this actually works. And this is a bit of Linux history right here. This is one of the things I really enjoy about this actual operating system. You can have multiple desktops up, or virtual desktops up with different things, you know, running on them, and you can switch back and forth, and that's super cool. You know, that's one of the things that made me fall in love with Linux, by just using all these different virtual desktops or virtual desktops that you can have set up. And you can set up as many as you want, you know what I'm saying, just as long as your hardware can handle it. But let's go down and close this right fast, and let's just start over to the right, like I always do. But down at the bottom, this is your power settings. So it'll bring up all your power settings. So you got power off, suspend, lock, reboot, hibernate, you know, cancel, log out, you know, all that good stuff. Right here, it looks like an alert. So whenever you have updates, you'll pop up with alerts here. And then right here is the sound settings. So that's always down here on the bar as well, the main bar as well. your sound settings, and then your clipboard right here. So as you copy and paste things, you know, they'll show up in your history. So that's one way to access things that you copied in the past already. And then right here is the network settings. So you can go in and actually modify, connect to different networks, connect to wireless networks, set up VPN connections, all that stuff from here using the networking application that's installed. Now they do have a clock up here, so that's super cool. You know, I already have a clock, and if you click on it, that'll bring up the actual calendar, so you can see, you know, what day of the week it is, and you can go into the settings and modify that if you need to. Now let's go down and close that right fast by just clicking it again. And the next thing is the actual file manager. So they have Thunor installed, and let's go down and open it up. I kind of like this theme. I'm kind of cool. I kind of like the green type themes. A lot of people don't like it, but a lot of people do. This icon packet as well is super cool. It's kind of like retro almost a little bit, but with a new spin on it. So really like that or whatever. But I want to see what version of Thunor is installed, and it's 1.8.14. So this is your file manager right there, Thunor. So let's go down and close it. But as you can see, it has everything you need to install the operating system, or to work with files on the operating system. So you got your file system, you know, this is that CD drive that we use to install. Got your home directory, which is where we are at the moment. They put all the folders in there that you would need, like desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, and then videos. So, and you can click on these places right here if you need to, and you can also pin other places to it. And then also you can go to your network. You can browse the network on the system. So super cool. Let's go on and close that though. And the terminal is terminology. Now I closed it a few seconds ago, but you can use terminology. It's a good terminal emulator. So if you guys like terminology, then just check it out. You know what I'm saying? And let's just let's see if we can see what version it is. But well, we can't, but they do have a lot of options in here, you know, for you to modify terminology as you want to. Terminology is super cool. I really like it. So let's go on and exit out of that and open up the default browser, and it looks like they use Chromium. So that's dope. Let's go to about Chromium so we can see what version. So the version is 89.0.4389, and it says official build for Bodhi Linux 64. So lets you know what's installed by default. Now let's go on and click on the start menu. So they do have that start menu right there, but I also, before we go into the start menu, I want to show you something right fast. One thing you can do is you can left click anywhere on the desktop and it'll open up the menu as well, and this will show you, you know, all your applications, places, quick launcher, take screenshots, open the operating system or about operating system. And let's actually look at about Bodhi Linux so we can pull up the actual version. And as you can see, it's 6.0.0, and that's something I probably should have shown you guys in the beginning, but it actually goes through all the contributors of this release of Bodhi. So let's go down and close it. I'm not gonna, you know, sit there and watch them all, but you can left click on the desktop again, that'll open it up some more. You can look at about Moksha desktop, that'll give you some information on that as well. So it's 0.3.3, that's the version that they're using right now that came with this desktop environment, or with this release of Bodhi. And then they also have the theme information, so let's click on that as well. Orc green, so the orc green theme for Moksha, and I hope I'm saying Moksha right, or Moksha. I'm not 100% sure, but it says code based on the default Enlightenment theme. Contributors, that's the contributors, and the port. So let's go down and close that right fast. But let's hit the start menu right here, and like I said, you have all access to everything from here, just hitting that left click. But you can go here to the start menu, and let's go under applications first. I just want to see what's all on here right fast. So LeapPad, you got your preferences, so you can go into language support, monitor settings, your graphics, you got ePhoto, which is an application to manage photos, the browser, and you got some sound and video, which is pulse audio. So that's there. That's good to see that's there. And then under system tools, you got the Bodhi App Center. So let's go down and click on that right fast. So I just wanted to show you guys this right fast, that it opens up everything in the browser. So this allows you to install applications. So you can click on it and go through and find whatever you want. Let's go to image editing. Let's see if they have GIMP, and yeah, they do. So let's go down and install it. But this is how you kind of install it. This is their app center, and then you just hit open, and yes, install GIMP. And then let's go down and type in our sudo password. Boom. And then it'll download the package, install it on the operating system, and we should be good to go in a couple minutes. It'll show you what's going on. But I really wanted to show you guys how to install things on the operating system. You can look at the details, all that stuff, and you can obviously install things from the terminal, but this is super cool to do it that way, because some people, they need that app center to actually navigate through Linux. So I don't down anybody that actually use the GUI applications that are out there. That's who they're built for. They're people that don't have time to learn the command line, but they still want to use Linux. It's a good idea to just build some type of GUI application for people that don't have that time, which it doesn't force me to use up more time by using it. It's actually faster using the terminal, in my opinion. But some people, when they just getting into it, it's kind of difficult to actually get into it and learn the command line. Then they do have these GUI options out here for you to install applications and do various tasks on your system. And as you can see, the update is complete. So let's go down and hit close. And we should have that application now under applications, graphics, and as you can see, that's GIMP, GNU Image Manipulation Program. And let's open it up right fast just so we can see what version it is, or what version they have in their repository, and it's 2.10. Okay, so yeah, we're good to go with that. But yeah, you can go through and install applications using their little app manager. You can also go into Synaptic package manager, and that'll allow you to install everything from there as well. And then of course on the terminal you can install. Now they have advanced network settings, bulk renamer, which is cool. I'm glad they have that on there because I enjoy the bulk renamer. It has helped me out a whole lot, saved me a whole bunch of time, renaming a whole bunch of files and folders and all that good stuff. Mainly files, I'm sorry. But then terminology, do file manager. So that's pretty much everything that comes on it. You can go through and look at some more information. We kind of went through a lot of this, but they do have like a settings panel, so we can go through this as well. I just wanted to kind of walk through it. You got wallpapers, application themes, colors, stored up, all that good stuff. Apps, you could personalize the application launcher, iBar applications, screen lock or screen unlock applications, restore applications, just some application options. Virtual desktop, so you can modify the virtual desktops that are over here. Backlight, screen lock, blanking, window, you can modify the window settings, menus, language, advanced So they do have some advanced settings in here. Environmental variables, you can go in and modify that from here. Performance, let's go to files, and then let's go over to the next one, inputs. So this is all your inputs. And then launcher, so configuration, other configurations. Then you got settings, you got profiles, dialog, you know, clipboard settings, modules, screenshot settings, pager, gadgets, and let's keep going. So you have some other preferences in here, and that's mainly for desktop things like networking, removable drive media, file management settings, synaptic package manager right there, and that's pretty much it under settings. But you have everything you need under here to modify the system any way you see fit. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, this was kind of like a brief overview of Bodhi Linux. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys check this out for yourself. Just play around with this desktop environment or this Linux distribution. Is super cool, super lightweight. You can install it on older hardware without any problems. But check it out for yourself, man. I always employ people to check it out for themselves. Just see if they actually like the operating system. I like it. I haven't found a Linux distribution that has gotten me to switch from Arch Linux yet, but I'll keep searching just to see if I can switch it up or try something different. But right now I'm sticking with Arch. But this is a super dope distribution, and like I said, check it out for yourself. But if you have any questions, leave comments down in the comment boxes below, and shout out to all the new subscribers. I definitely appreciate you guys. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so if you're new here, go down and hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? It really helps the channel. But shout out to everybody out there, and salutes, and keep it techie.